Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks that I've picked up while playing Onward. These tips and tricks are geared towards beginners, but even if you played for a while you might find something useful here. Also, I'm going to be giving away $25 that you can use to buy yourself or a friend Onward, so stick around until the end of the video to figure out how you can enter to win. First, let's talk about some basic settings that you'll want to look at. Most of the settings are up to preference, but there are a few things that I highly recommend you check. First, sprint control. Make sure that it's set to outer edge. I ruined a controller's analog stick by pressing down too many times to make myself run, and you can avoid this mistake by simply setting your avatar to run at top speed when you push the analog stick to the edge. Second, knife damage. I highly recommend you set it to require input. This is going to prevent you from killing yourself or your teammates by accidentally stabbing them. By having it require input, you now have to hold down the trigger for the knife to do damage, which is easy enough to do when you actually want to use it. Everything else is up for preference. For example, I personally like having my watch on the bottom side of one of my hands so that I can quickly check it without having to take my hands off the gun. Also, I use a gun stock and have gun stock set to virtual. Without this setting, it is impossible to play this game with a gun stock. Next, let's talk about loadout. If you're a noob like me, I highly recommend picking a simple but good gun and getting good at it before switching to anything crazy. That being said, not all guns are created equal. There are definitely some guns that will put you at a disadvantage, especially if you don't know how to use it. As a quick start guide, start with the Rifleman class. The only difference between classes is the types of guns that you can choose, and Rifleman has a lot of decent choices. My go-to gun within this class is the AK-5C or AK-12, depending on which side you're on. These guns are extremely versatile and powerful, and are some of the standard go-to guns in the competitive scene. I personally like these guns on larger maps because they have a fairly accurate long distance shot when using the single fire mode. For your gun's sight, I like a holographic sight. On bigger maps, I'll get a 2x or 4x holographic sight so that I can hit people farther away more accurately. With these zoomed sights, you can flick them off and turn them back into a regular holographic sight, making them extremely versatile for close combat and far combat. To change the sight from 2x to regular, you can flick off the zoom by pulling the trigger of one of your hands while moving it over the zoom, essentially flicking it off. For primary attachments, you definitely want a foregrip. This will reduce the amount of recoil significantly. Do not get a laser sight. Laser sights are a bad idea. By waving around a laser sight, you're essentially announcing to the other team where you're hiding, and it provides very little advantages to you. Don't use it. For ammunition, I don't like wasting any points on AP rounds. And definitely don't get tracer rounds. The tracer rounds will just give away your position, just like the laser sight. And the AP rounds are a waste because they only allow you to penetrate body armor if the other person is wearing the armor, and if you hit them once in the chest instead of a limb. It provides very little value and uses up valuable points. Don't waste any points on your secondary weapon. Pistols are essentially useless in this game, and the only time I've ever used a pistol is when I ran out of ammo in an assault match and the pistol is all I had left. That's a very rare situation, and even then you'll get shot before you can do any damage with the pistol. For explosives, that's up to preference. Different colored smoke bombs don't do anything different. They can just be used for different types of signaling if your team is into that. They can also provide really good cover on larger maps when you need to move in an open area where you'll be visible, as it blinds other people from being able to see you. Flash grenades are also great for smaller maps, as you can use them to blind your opponent if you know they're around the corner or in a building. You just throw it there and they'll be blind and can't hear for a couple of seconds. Frag grenades can be useful for various strategies, but I don't tend to use them because of their high point cost. As far as other equipment, you'll probably want to wear body armor. This might be the difference between you dying and just being downed. Otherwise, it doesn't provide very much value. As you get more experience, you'll probably want to spend your points elsewhere, but as you start off, it can be nice to have. Night vision is essential on night maps, so make sure you add it. You can turn on your night vision by bringing your hand up to your forehead and pulling the trigger to pull down the goggles. When starting off playing Onward, I recommend going to a map by yourself and creating all of your different loadouts. Make 2 different loadouts for every class, one with night vision and one without. That way, when you're joining the lobby, people don't have to wait for you to create a whole new loadout. You can just select your loadout and be ready to go within seconds of joining a match. As you experiment and play more with the game, try other guns and loadouts. There are other guns that can be used. For example, I really like using the PKM on smaller maps. But like I said, get comfortable with one gun first before exploring others. Let's talk about general strategy. This game is all about strategy and skill. This isn't a run and gun style of game. In this game, you want to move slowly and methodically. Contrary to most games, camping is an essential part of this game, and if you want to win, it is often encouraged. Beyond that, it is important to work with your teammate to win. You should talk to your teammates when you see an enemy, when you take down an enemy, when you know the objective has been sent, or if you know that the objective has been disabled. All of this information is essential to coordinate and win this game with your team. Once you get more comfortable with the maps, you'll want to start learning some of the common callouts used to describe the different parts of the map. These callouts are often obvious, such as airplane or helicopter, and they will make it a lot easier for you to tell your teammates exactly where you see the enemy. Until then, you can also use compass directions to communicate locations to your team. Whatever you do, avoid using the numbers on your watch to talk to teammates. These numbers are relative to your position and are essentially useless. Instead, use your watch to find north and then mentally mark a location on the north side of the map, and then use that landmark to figure out north, south, east, and west, and use those directions to communicate different locations to your team. While communicating with your team, you want to make sure that you move slowly. There are definitely times to be running around, but there are also many more times that you should crouch down on the floor or even lay down and move quietly and slowly. This is because the enemy can hear you when you move quickly. If you walk up on a teammate and see him moving quietly, start moving quietly with him. Too many times have I been sneaking around close to the objective, and then one of my teammates runs around the corner, runs past me, gets shot while simultaneously giving away my position to the enemy. Don't be that guy. Along the same lines, don't talk when the enemy is near or might be near. Too many times have I been able to kill the enemy before they send the uplink simply because they were talking to their buddy while trying to sneak up to the objective. It is impossible for you to sneak anywhere while talking, so don't make this rookie mistake. It is important to talk to your teammates, but only do so when you're in a safe position away from the enemy. Another pet peeve of mine is team kills, and this one should be obvious. Don't kill your own team. It is usually really easy to see who is on your team. You're either black or tan, and make sure you know which color your team is before the match begins so that you can avoid killing them. If it's on a dark map and you have a hard time seeing what color they are, check your tablet to make sure the person you're looking at is an enemy. If you do kill a teammate on accident, just apologize and revive the person if you can. It happens and you just gotta own up to it. It is a rookie mistake to shoot your own team in broad daylight, and I can't tell you how many times I've been team killed or seen team kills happen for the stupidest reasons. In other videos, I want to go more in depth into the strategies and map specific tactics, but given here are all the essential basic strategies that you need to know before you play the game. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos in this series talking about Onward tips and tricks, and to celebrate the launch of this Onward tips and tricks series, I'm going to be giving away $25 that you can use to go buy yourself or a friend a copy of this game. To enter the giveaway, simply like this video, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will be selecting someone's comment at random 7 days after this video is posted. So again, simply subscribe, like this video, and comment under the video, and you'll be entered to win $25 that you can use to buy Onward. That's all. Thank you all for watching and sticking to the end. I'm out.